Hi, fans of high quality entertainment. Today, I'm reviewing the new Paul McCartney album, The Boys of Dungeon Lane. And just recently, I ranked and reviewed all of Paul's albums on this channel. And of course, I want to include his latest album, but I had to listen to it a few times, which I have done. I think I've listened to it maybe around 10 times, and I'm still getting to know the album. And first of all, I want to say it's hard for me to do this review for some reason. I don't know why, because I think I know possibly more people will be watching this than some other album review. And everybody takes reviews seriously, of course. And of course, some people will disagree, some will agree and everything. And so I'm stressed out about it, okay? Not really. But I just love music so much. And I also wanted to mention on my other channel, Canadian Studmuffin, I'm ranking and reviewing David Bowie. I've just reviewed his debut, and next up is this album. But on this channel, I'm finishing my ranking and reviews for Paul McCartney. And this new album is ranked fairly high in my rankings. So going through the history of this album, I did hear Days We Left Behind when it came out and saw his performance on Saturday Night Live and really liked it a lot. And then the second release, Home to Us with Ringo Starr, even though I wanted to listen to it before the album came out, I didn't. I wanted to buy the album. So bought the album, played it all the way through, and I enjoyed it. I did not dislike it at all. No negative thoughts on the first listen. And I would say the second listen I enjoyed as much. I don't think not more than the first listen, but I liked it as much as the first listen. And then my girlfriend Molly was here for a few days, and so taking a break from listening to as much music. And then on the third listen, which was 2 or 3 days after the second listen, that's when it hit me how great this album is. And I know there's always going to be they call us uh, fanboys or whatever, and we love everything that a certain artist releases, which isn't the case at all for me or a lot of the other people that review Paul McCartney. There's certain songs and albums that we don't care for as much as other albums. And on Rate Your Music, which is a website that I check out once in a while, and fans, rate and review all of the albums from all of the artists. Right now, The Boys of Dungeon Lane is the fifth most rated album of all of Paul's discography. So that's pretty good for a new album. And that doesn't always happen with a new Paul McCartney release. So that's what I love about this too is it's not just me that loves this album so much. A lot of us out there love this album more than his previous albums. Even though for me, I did love his previous albums like New and McCartney 3 and Egypt Station, but this album is even better. And I would compare it to Chaos and Creation in the Backyard, but I would compare it even more to Memory Almost Full. And that's the album that I kind of ignored Paul McCartney for quite a few years, and Memory Almost Full is the album that I became a fan of Paul McCartney's again. Not that I disliked it. After my last listen, I decided to rank the songs from my least favorite to my favorite. And I would say the only song that I feel is good, but it's not a great song, but I might need more listens for it, is We Too. I just find the music not that interesting, and the drums are a little bit monotonous, and it's just. And then I'm reading other people reviewing the album. Oh, We Too is it got me so emotional, and also it's my favorite song, but it's at the bottom for me. And I might just need more listens. I have to admit, when I listen to this album, there are certain songs that get me emotional and teary-eyed. Days We Left Behind, of course, which is number one. And it's just the emotion, Paul's vocals, ju- just the lyric, everything about the song, the music, Paul's vocals. But the other songs below it, I feel, are just as great. As You Lie There, First Star of the Night. I love the melody of that song, and I should have written notes, but I like to just ramble. Uh, but like I said, the melody, when he's not singing, the music, it's just so good. Mountaintop, which is very very surprising. In case you haven't heard the album, I don't want to give too much away, but there's a change near the end of that song, which is very surprising, and I love that. And it's kind of a psychedelic, reminded me of the Beatles in '67, maybe. Home to Us is great with Ringo. Uh, and it's really got this. I don't, let me know if you feel the same way. It's truly got a Beatles feeling to that song. Maybe because half of the Beatles are on the song, of course, but it could have been like a forced song. Let's get Ringo and Paul to sing a song together, but it works, and it's very natural sounding, and Ringo does a great job. Uh, I would say a lot of the lyrics are really well done, and that's what reminds me of Chaos and Creation in the Backyard. And music-wise, it reminds me more of Memory Almost Full. Uh, I might do a live chat at some point soon, and maybe uh, after I listen to the album a couple more times and get other people to talk about the album. But I'm looking forward to your thoughts below. And anyway, uh, like I said, this album, maybe because of my age, what a lot of us are going through in life, this album just it was. I knew it. I knew it would be good. It's Paul McCartney, but I would say I never figured it would be this effing good. That's right, I said effing. It's just amazing. I'm so proud of Paul McCartney at his age, almost 84. And I love the bass work. I don't know if it's all Paul playing the bass, because I know his producer plays some of the instruments too, but Paul's playing everything as usual too, drums, whatever. But you can kind of pick out Paul's bass on the songs, and just so cool to hear because he's such a great bassist. Have we rambled enough? I just love this album so much. This album in my rankings, I never expected this. And I really, really thought it over, because I know that some people are going to say, "Oh, that's you're overrating it." Of course, that's any album that's doing well, like Paul's new album with a lot of fans. There's going to be there's always going to be negativity, but I don't care. I'm being very honest with my ranking, and it is right up there with Memory Almost Full and Chaos and Creation in the Backyard and Band on the Run. And I love right now. I just love this album so much. I would definitely want to play this before Memory Almost Full or Chaos and Creation in the Backyard. So that's why I've ranked it just below Ram. And I don't think it would be pretty difficult to have it at number one with Ram there. But it's in second place with a 10 out of 10. And I figured when Paul's new album was going to be released and I was doing the review, I figured it might make the top 10 at like 8 or 9, but it's number 2. And it's just so good. So that's my review and the final ranking in my Paul McCartney discography series. Check out all of the reviews if you haven't already. And I would love your thoughts on Paul McCartney's The Boys of The Boys of Dungeon Lane in the comment section below. And please remember to like the video. And that's it. I love this album.